20 dead babies. Jesus, they need to step that game up. If you don't have the body mass to, you know, power a steam engine, you've done it wrong. Right, so blue team is Kittens and the red team is Love. That's just what I call them. I call them Love because fuck those X's. Like,
okay, so initial predictions. Who do you think's gonna win? Who do you think's gonna win?
I don't know. It depends whether Averin fat fingers his ults or not, doesn't it?
Fair enough.
I think that's what wins and loses games.
Avorion fucking up his ults is literally the whole thing.
Well, I think it'll make a big impact. Certainly. I don't know. Like, I would put my money on whoever has the highest average SR, and not mean because fuck mean. That's a garbage average. I would say whoever has the highest median SR.
Yeah, I mean, Love. They've got a weird comp. Okay, both teams got fairly weird comps.
Yeah, we've got. This is interesting. Okay, so we've got. Alright, so as far as
the Kitten is in solo healing, solo tanking, Symmetra, Torbjorn, Shitter mode.
Yeah, we've got Torbjorn, we've got Symmetra, and we've got Sombra. So we've got triple support essentially when you come down to it, and with the fucking Torbjorn playing as far as whatchamacallit, utility. And they're only like real frontline DPSs Kazuto on Hanzo, so that could come and bite them in the ass. Now, fortunately, they don't know this, but as far as Love are concerned, they're not running Pharah Mercy, so they should be alright for now at least. So, right, so Love who are on attack in red, basically just running actually a really standard dive comp, except for the fact they're not running a D.Va. So they should have a strong advantage here pushing in. However, Bullets goes down fairly early to Fraternity's turret, which is interesting, sort of being caught out of position there by the backline turret. However, we're seeing that Killerbot is in on the point and just going straight into the backline, not really going after anyone right now, but just sort of getting into position. Kazuto's forced back fairly early by Lady Yuria, but is also just backing up and just going straight in here. The turret is not being taken out. Barbato Man's coming in. They haven't figured out the turret set. Yuria is down on 1 HP and is purple, but right now, as Brian comes in to sort of backing up, but as far as Kittens are concerned, they definitely have the objective here. Especially since Yuria has been purpled and it is taken down, and right now Brian's been hacked, cleaned up, and taken out. Kind of being semi-staggered to a certain extent, but doesn't quite manage to escape, and we're also seeing that Bullets is sort of caught out of position, but the bubble comes in from Einorth as he's able to protect him. And actually Redmax is taken down, so no TP. The turret is still alive, but right now as far as Love are concerned, they're coming in with a strong offensive here, getting the picks they need. Bullets is taken down by Averin with a strong pick there, and he is still alive, able to back up into his team. However, it's going both ways as to the objective. Redhawk is taken down, and Love are looking really strong with the setup that they need. The turret is set up left side by Fraternity, but he isn't able to get much done with it. We have a TP ready, but it looks like it's not going to be enough, because right now Love just take the point early on. Set up on the cart and ready to go. Now, we don't have any ults up fully. We almost have a pulse bomb coming up, and we have Yuria's ult that he/she can use to sort of stay alive when they're inside. But right now, there aren't many ults up either way, so it's just going to be a stand-in, just back up, team fight, regroup, and what have you. Even the pulse bomb and takes out Fraternity. His turret is also taken out. Yuri is purpled, but Biscuits is very, very much caught out of position, as well as Redhawk, who's just been completely split from his team here. Gets pushed down by Killerbot 9 and will be taken out. Averin, meanwhile, coming in from the back line, sort of realizes his team's complete, goes after Bullets. Brian is one and is taken down. Bullets is also taken out by Fraternity, coming in and cleaning up. And right now, it could go either way. However, Redhawk is finally taken down by Yuria, as Kittens look to set up on the high ground. Yuria comes in. He sees the TP, but sort of ignores it for now, perhaps not quite seeing it. He must know it's there by now, but isn't really able to push in. He does ult, however, goes after Redmax, takes him down, and then goes after the TP. Redhawk comes in on the D.Va now, but isn't really able to get much done. Now, for
Hanzo's made a mistake. Oh, and not getting punished for it. There's not much team cohesion here.
Yeah, he gets the scatter off sort of freely, but is sort of, Kazuto is got out of position, he's taken down by Einorth. The TP has gone down, however, and right now Fraternity is just playing up.
D.Va is an interesting choice considering they're fighting against a Winston and a Zarya.
Well, it's interesting to see that Kittens haven't got a proper hit scan up, despite the fact that we do have a sort of a really, really strong dive comp coming in with a Winston with a.
The problem is waiting behind. He's already wasted his ult and no follow up.
Yeah, and right now, Love are able to freely push it in. The beat comes in.
No chance. The D still is going to be a bit
out of position. He will be taken down. So the ult has come out from Bullocks, the Transcendence, and therefore they're using a lot of ults. So Love has been forced to use a lot of ults. The stall is in. This is on as well.
I don't think. Yeah, they're just wasting ults. Wow. Okay, then he's Grav. That will really hurt them in the next game.
Yeah, a lot of ults have been forced out. However, they do have the massive advantage of catching the respawns out of time, and this is not good. Redneck's is taken down, and Kazuto is also forced back. Does seem to be able to escape for now, and Lady Yuria will leave him and go back up. But right now, Love has all their team ready. They have a visor if they need it. There's no res up as far as Redneck's is concerned. No ults for Kittens, which puts them in a bad position. Fraternity gets 2 huge picks, however, and this is definitely going to hurt Love as they push in. Tries to go after Biscuits.
Yeah, they're going to die.
To kill by Hanzo, the most broken, shitty hero in the game. Just putting my opinion out there. And right now, interestingly enough, Kittens have been able to turn this around due to the fact that Love just got picked off before they were able to get the ults in. And Love is definitely hurting from the fact that they invested an absolute metric ton of ults just to get that point in, and it's definitely.
I mean, they're still up in the enemy team on ult-wise. I think the ult economy is definitely in Love's favour.
The ult economy is, especially since Redneck's has got his res up now. Kazuto gets another pick on Yuria, not the visor is out too, but the res is up. It looks like Redneck's comes off catching 2. However, they are pushed sort of out of position. Redhawk is able to get his mech up before he's taken down.
No support by the Zarya or any of the tank.
Kazuto catching 3, however, and Kittens right now are in a really strong position. Killerbutt's caught out of position with no recall and is taken down. So that's really good for Kittens. They have the Hanzo ult up as well. However, we are seeing, that with the res having gone down, we are seeing a Zarya ult about to come out as far as Love is concerned. Although they don't have much in terms of follow-up ults, they can definitely work it.
Yeah, I think Killerbot is going to get his ult anytime soon because the D on the enemy team is fairly easy to charge their ult off. So I reckon North is probably going to wait for that. They don't really have any follow-up otherwise.
Be interesting to see sort of how they want to play this. Love pushing aggressive. It looks like to a certain extent they, with a pick on Avrim, it looks like they could potentially go. They do go for a grab.
Oh, the grab's now.
The grab only catches Biscuits from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a Zen ult coming in, and Kazuto, interestingly enough, somehow killing everyone. I think they're gonna have to look at that one.
Wow. Okay.
So
I was about to say that Hanzo and D.Va really have nothing to combo their ults with, but clearly that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Fraternity is just fragging out on the bridge. He doesn't care.
And for sure, like
they would set them back about 30 seconds.
Like Fraternity, Kazuto would really like to have a combo, especially like with a grab to work with. But right now they're making it work. Love is in a really bad position. They do have both support ults up. However, they invested their grab and got absolutely nothing off it. They were able to force Biscuit's ult down, and right now he is being forced back. Is taken out by Killerbot. However, Fraternity catches Yuria again. Killerbot is taken out by Kazuto as well. The beat comes down for Love, and it looks like it could go either way. I know it catches Avrim as well. However, Fraternity's set up on front and just able to shoot down when he needs to do. Bullocks is there with his ult ready, and right now Love are just pushing in for a team fight. However, they do have spawns.
They're not even making solid. Oh, Visor's out.
Visor's out from bottom man, but it's just getting zoned by the
this whole thing got eaten.
Oh, Redneck's man gets taken out. The res is down as far as Kittens are concerned. However, a huge D.Va bomb finds 2. Kazuto coming out with the ult, but not really catching anyone. Interestingly enough, that could potentially hurt them.
There is a lever on Love. Love has got a lever.
Oh boy.
Game pause. There we are.
And there it is again, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, just looking at it now, Love has really got the ult economy here. They've almost got 3 ults, and the other team hasn't got any.
Alright, so we're seeing, yeah, we're seeing a Zen ult coming up. However, as far as you know, that's when they need it to a certain extent.
Oh, Winston is bad though. So
Winston is, don't say it's bad. It's not bad. It's just not a combo ult.
It isn't. It is not a combo ult.
It's not a combo ult, but they don't really need to worry about it as far as ult economy is concerned. Now I know if Niddy has a grab up, but Redneck's man has his res. So although Love are up in terms of their general ults, the fact that the res is there to counter any sort of aggressive play they make.
I mean, if Love can pull their stuff together and focus down the Mercy, which isn't that hard considering they got a Winston and a Tracer, they should be able to take out the Mercy in like a flick of a second.
It's definitely going to hurt them as far as if
hopefully Redneck's is just gonna hang back and wait for the res. But if she gets too aggressive, then Winston and Tracer are going to pick her off and they're going to wipe up.
Well, to a certain extent, like even if you play passive, if the Tracer knows what they're doing, then they will be able to catch you in the backline. Especially since you really don't have any peel.
Sometimes it's stronger to be in the front line because then you can get the peel tanks to help you.
Well, the danger is if he goes in the front line, he'll get.
Oh, Killerbot got picked off. That's massive because now the Mercy is completely uncontested.
And there's the grab hurting a fuck ton of people. And Redneck's Man is taken out. So yeah, Redneck's Man is playing sort of aggressive to try and stay alive with his team, but that puts him in the problem of being in with the grab.
Yeah, Mercy got caught on the grab, she didn't hang back enough.
And
I think that is
Killerbot has switched off to a Reaper, just sort of come in last second. Actually, interesting enough, Kittens are able to come back here. Bear in mind that they... Actually, no, they switched out. Redneck's Man has switched off to a Lucio for a last minute stall, despite the fact that he had his res up, interestingly enough.
Oh, really?
Did I miss him getting the res up?
No, he didn't. I think he just wasted it. I think he did.
Okay, interesting. However, Killerbot's sort of come in cleaning up right now due to the fact that they're...
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the red team on this.
Yeah, so Love's definitely looking strong. However, Redneck's Man going for the stall. Redhawk again without the mech. Comes in over the top. It also gets picked up. Fraternity comes in, gets taken out. Kazuto comes in, also gets taken out. Right now we just have Aaron coming on to stall, but isn't able to get there.
Nah, Zen's gonna get instigated. That's that.
Redneck's Man is still on, but he will also be taken down, and the point will go in. Goes in overtime for Love.
Love, they don't have a second chance now.
Yeah, so this is the issue with sort of Mercy in general. It's like if you play in the front line to try and stay alive from the Tracer, you're going to get grabbed. If you play in the back line to avoid the grab, you're going to get hit by the Tracer.
If when the second Killerbot got picked, she should have just moved to the back line. Because Killerbot was no longer a threat because she got scattered right at the beginning, so...
Well, I think things came in really fast as well, especially since you have nobody to fly to in that scenario, because everyone was sort of up front, and we had Redneck's Man up front as well, so there was no one to just sort of fly to. I think he did try to move away to a certain extent, sort of potentially seeing that grab coming in, but because it went into the corner, anyone who wasn't caught in the grab, he wasn't able to escape to successfully.
Oh, so if they got 5 people, you've essentially got the Mercy too, because she relied so heavily on the flying.
Well, absolutely. There's no way for him to escape the grab unless he has someone to fly to. There was one person out of the grab, but he had no way to get to them because it was a corner grab, so there was no line of sight to escape, and he couldn't get to the back line once Tracer was killed because the grab came in pretty much instantaneously after that.
Well, whether or not that was intended by Love, it worked really well.
Yeah. Well, they certainly had time to think about it.
Killerbot has got a Reaper.
Yeah, so Killerbot's running the Reaper here, interestingly enough. So as far as defense are concerned, we're seeing a Soldier and a Reaper as far as they have on DPS. So interestingly enough, they've got the Winston, they've got the Zarya. So they're not trying to look for a full dive here to a certain extent because they're not running that D.Va. Be interesting to see what.
I think you can still dive with a Zarya and a Winston.
You can certainly dive, but it isn't a full dive to a certain. Like
the rest of the comp really isn't supporting it.
You wouldn't, you wouldn't want to do it given the fact that you have the Reaper because he's not able to get in there as successfully.
And the Soldier isn't either.
The Soldier's alright. You sort of playing with the Zen in the back
Soldier,
line.
you need the high ground long range. It's not.
Sort of. He has the range to sort of support it. If you play the dive on low ground, which you would generally do here, given the fact that it's a single choke, you would sort of see it. But either way,
Pharmacy's coming in. Could be. Oh, never mind.
Pick
already. That's a heal.
Comes in on Biscuits. He doesn't have any peel on him, but he is still able to escape.
I'm surprised they didn't push off that. They seem really slow about it.
Yeah, they're sort of generally. Fraternity gets another pick.
Soldier completely ignoring her.
And right now,
my God,
are concerned. They're in a
really just got a kill and got straight back out of it.
So Yuri is forced back. The whole of Love is in a big trouble here, but Killerbot is able to find the pick. However, they have really nothing to take down Fraternity and Redneck's Man as they come in off the Fire Mercy. Bullings is set up on high ground, just spamming down from there. However, as we see later Yuri get killed, he's
it's very slow fight, but it's still doing. I wouldn't be surprised if Killerbot switched off it because as of right now, it's not really doing much with that pharmacy.
Interestingly enough, Love have sort of made it back to a certain extent. Biscuits and Redhawk looking in a dangerous position there, being in with the Reaper. However, Killerbot is not really finding what he needs as Fraternity gets yet another pick. He does take down Redhawk and he does have an ult, but isn't able to get it off and really do anything with it. Fraternity has a rocket barrage already.
That was a bit of a waste.
To a certain extent, I guess. I mean, to be honest, it was difficult for him to know sort of who was coming in. I think it was definitely... It's good that they didn't use anything else. I think he didn't need to use it, but on his part, I think it's understandable.
Because at this next choke, if Pharmacy can get up to the high ground, she can easily wipe everyone off the high ground with the barrage, but no, you can't do that.
Well, I mean, bearing in mind also, he's built that up incredibly fast. We do see Killerbot with his ult.
He's already got 32% again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's building up quickly, so he's just using it aggressively. Right now, Bullocks is very much split on his own. Be interesting to see if Fraternity...
Yeah, Bullocks is by his own, but not being contested at all. They've got the high ground. I'm surprised Soldier's not taking the high ground.
Fraternity just...
Fraternity hasn't been touched yet.
Fraternity's just able to clean up bullets because he's so out of position with the rest of his team. However, with his Mercy disconnected from him, he's definitely looking in trouble. However, is able to escape. The Reaper ult comes in from Killerbot, not finding... he finds Mercy. He finds Rednex Man, but right now it's kind of going either way. Especially... so that's a big kill from Biscuits. Bardo Man goes down, and he is missing his ult, which doesn't help him. So right now we're seeing a lot of ults as far as Kittens are concerned, with Killerbot being caught out of position as well. He is potentially going to be taken down, but Fraternity's sort of not really wanting to push him, given the fact that he doesn't want to get in that close scenario. So right now Love are regrouping and ready to come back up. Let me see Killerbot coming up high. However, he's contested by Redhawk. Meanwhile, we see Lady Yuria pushing onto point and just going straight onto Rednex Man, who is caught in a bad position and is split from his team. Tries to fly back, but is taken down.
Oh, that's a big concussive loss. I was just about to say she's not off.
Meanwhile, Avrim is just cleaning up on Bullocks, and he is taken down.
Very much. North was at 80% of her ult, so she would have got that in the next team fight.
Interestingly enough, Brian is able to escape. He's getting caught by Avrim here, but right now he has been able to escape, and Killerbot comes in and cleans up Avrim as well. This is not, interesting enough, Killerbot is booped off, but right now Kittens are in a bad position given the fact that they have lost a lot of people, and the supports that they wanted to catch did manage to get away. That's a long-range shot by Fraternity, and he's just sort of in the position that he needs to get the barrage in. Not able to find anyone, and is taken down by Arnold, who wants Bullocks in the backline. He is ready.
This is doing a great job of contesting.
Right now, Love are in a really strong position given the fact that they have so many ults up. Rednex does have a res if he's ready. Bullocks is forced, the ult is forced out by Redhawk. Meanwhile, Kazuto comes in with his Dragon Strike.
Loads of ults, no frag.
Actually, he is able to find one, but it's not with the Dragon Strike. And Kazuto's just playing on the backline here, but is going to get found and cleaned by Lady Yuria.
Yeah, Love just creeping up right now. Love should be pushing the Lucio. Ooh, that Lucio just went under.
Love have cleaned up without having to invest many ults, which is definitely really strong.
Biscuits, I think he's just trying to get killed, but... Okay, that was an interesting sound barrier. Fraternity is also...
Biscuits has apparently decided that he doesn't want to win this game. However, Fraternity is able to compensate for his interesting sound barrier. However, Yuria is cleaning up in the backline.
That was just probably teamwork.
I think this is the point where the casters lose their neutrality. Say why?
What the fuck? Well, that was interesting. I think they just used. I think Kittens just used 3 ults to achieve that.
They've used all 3 ults and have got nothing done with it. While Avrim is able to escape, but Love just have all their ults ready. They have.
Never mind. Love did actually use Visor to.
They haven't had to use much. Kazuto is booped off by Brian as well. Kittens have very much thrown away all the momentum they have.
Wilson's far out of place. His old thing. He's going to get picked off in a second.
Yuria is ulting but does get taken down. Killerbot is ready with his Reaper up, but Fraternity gets a strong boop as well.
Fraternity is just... This is like the 5th person he's booped up.
Bullocks is forced back, and the ult comes out Fraternity, and is able to find a lot of picks there. That's 3 going in, but Killerbot actually also catches 3 with his Reaper ult. Biscuits is in a dangerous position here, is able to back up behind the cart, back to Kazuto, and right now Killerbot is really unable to find due to the
Kazuto can basically do nothing.
Getting booped away constantly. Is he going to get... Yeah, he gets killed by Biscuits actually.
Killerbot gets killed by Biscuits.
I was expecting the skill scatter to come in, but unfortunately it looks like skill was involved this time. However, Biscuits is getting taken out and Love are able to find their way back.
I think they're going to try and re-engage off that last pick.
Yeah, so Redhawk does come off. Fraternity is spamming off the left side.
Dragon out again. No
the Dragon is out from Kazuto and
still gets a kill.
Well, Avrim takes out Bullocks to the back. Rednex Man goes down, so there's no res for Kittens. However, it does look like they're cleaning up this fight, especially since
they've managed it.
Interesting.
No grouping up at all. It's Killerbot's gone Widow. Interesting choice.
Insanely enough, Kittens have been sitting on this res for almost 4 team fights straight. Still haven't used it yet.
Killerbot. I think they're actually starting to answer the Widow now. They got dual hits. Oh no, they've gone back to Reaper now. Still no answer to the Widow apart from Soldier.
Bullocks pops his ult to just try and keep people alive, but that's going to hurt them in the long term because despite that ult coming out,
that is probably
they're still not looking
powerful ult on the field. Like, considering the enemy team has got a lot of team wipe ability. Like,
well, if we look now, you see Avrim and Biscuits. Biscuits has his ult up, so they're ready to play aggressive, but Avrim's going in looking for an EMP. He's coming straight in the middle. The EMP comes out. It's not a fat thing.
Bullocks goes down instantly.
Kazuto's not. Well, this is what we've seen sort of in general with Averim's ults. They've been really strong, but his team has never been there. So I think there's just a lack of communication.
Maybe
I just don't think there's ever been any communication. Never had an ult that's been followed up. Like catching biscuits.
The res got 2 people, but it didn't put them at a margin advantage, so it just kind of wasted that.
And Biscuits goes in and does die. However, Red Hawk comes in and catches Kittens. Fraternity comes in with another ult, but it goes straight into a Diva. Brian is kind of getting caught out of position here, pushing a Winston.
Both teams just need to re-engage and group up right now. Nobody's got any leverage over anything. Okay, well now love to, but...
We're seeing a lack of ults, and this is not good for
Kittens are attempting to group up, but there's still one person down, and they're already pushing in.
And Kittens are going to want to push this aggressively. They do have Red Hawk's primal Razor.
24 left, but the other team managed to do it with no time at all, so...
So we have almost no ults across the board. Interestingly enough, Averim could potentially get an EMP up fairly quickly, depending on
I think if it gets a couple hits on the Winston, it's fine. Oh, Kazuta goes down!
Kazuta play on the Reaper does get taken down. Meanwhile, Averim gets a pick on Brian in the backline. Self-destruct is out from Minor. Doesn't catch anyone. However, Redneck's man is taken down by Lady Yuri using a primal.
Oh, he's fragging out?
Bums in for the contest.
That is actually pretty big, because now they don't have a res. Avorm is trying... I don't think we got a chance. Yeah, they didn't group up at all. It's like they had half as many team.
The EMP is down, but it doesn't find anyone. He's taken out by Killobot's ult, and Kazuta will very quickly go down as well, while Fraternity's forced to back up, and he is able to get on last second, but it looks like this is a last-ditch attempt by Kittens. The next man comes in, potentially, no, not able to get the res before he can get it off.
2% off a res, that sucks. Well played by Love.
Final score 2-3.
Interesting enough that I mentioned at the start that a lot of it would come down to a certain extent to whether or not Averim was able to use the EMPs effectively.
Yeah, none of them will get used effectively. I think if they actually capitalized on those EMPs, they would have done a lot better.
We'd seen this before as well. It's when the EMPs come down, generally they're very strong, it's just there's no follow-up on them.
Do you think that's because Averim isn't communicating with his team, or because the team aren't following up?
Well, I think you can only speculate. I mean... from our perspective, it's obviously very obvious that he's going and looking for it, so I would assume that he's definitely communicating to his team that they're coming in. Perhaps, potentially, there's a certain extent that